Okay, so before we talk about the 12 best side hustles that pay well in 2020, we're gonna wanna look at the definition of side hustle just for a second, because I came to realize I've never really looked at the definition. So the definition is any type of employment undertaken in addition to one's full-time job. So a side hustle is generally freelance or piecework in nature, providing a supplemental income. With that being said, I'm pretty pumped about today's video. Not as pumped as I was on the last video. I mean, I was like this and like glasses with dancing. Like, I'm not gonna do all that this video. But I'm pretty pumped for this video because I've seen a lot of these side hustles that I'm about to talk about in action with other creators, with other friends, with other people I've met this year on my journey. And they're only gonna become more in demand in 2020 and beyond. So definitely don't take these side hustles lightly that I'm about to talk about in this video today. There are side hustles in here where if you were to work maybe 30 hours a week, you could earn up to an extra $3,000 per month, which really, for most people, including me when I was an engineer, is about a full-time income. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to number 1 on the list of 12. All right, so coming in at number 1 for side hustles that you can do in 2020 is a beta tester. Now, not to be mistaken with scammy surveys that you could take online that pay you like 20 cents for a half hour. These websites are definitely great options if you want to be a beta tester and help out a new business or a company figure out if their new website or their new application is legit and the user experience is nice. And so these are a couple of the websites right here. The first one is called usertesting.com. So User Testing is a company where you can earn potentially up to $60 per test. Now this is how you would do a test: is you would visit a website or an app, complete a set of tasks, speaking your thoughts out loud, and you get paid. So here you can sign up on this page, and I'll leave the links in the description so you don't have to write them down right now. The other one is Try My UI. So becoming a Try My UI tester, it's really cool because it's virtually the same thing. You can get paid to use websites and apps and give your honest feedback. So you will get paid approximately $10 for each test that you take, which lasts up to 20 minutes. So in an hour, you could make $30 an hour. That's a good amount of change. So, here's some FAQs if you wanted to take a better look at Try My UI. What does the usability test consist of? How many tests can I do? How will I be paid? And stuff like that. So what I like about this site, for example, is that you get paid every single week and through PayPal, so it's a really easy payment system. The next one is Userlytics, where it's the same idea. You get paid to test websites and applications. You go check out their sign up page and you can see that step 1 is you register and earn money, and then you interact with a web or mobile app, and then you can get paid via PayPal these various amounts. And so if you see you can get paid $5 to $10 to $15 to $20 or other amounts, some of our projects even pay up to $90 for just having fun, expressing your opinion, and really giving this company an honest opinion of what you think about their website and application. Then this respondent.io, this is more study-based. And so the qualifications are a little bit more strict because they really want people who are a little bit more of an expert and have a background in this study research, but essentially it's the fastest way to find high-paying research opportunities. So you get paid for basically participating in research studies. So this application process is a little bit more stringent, but as you can see, they've paid up to $10 million to respondents, and the average hourly pay is $140. Now, if you think about that, if you just work 1 or 2 hours per week in addition to your 9 to 5, that's an incredible amount of side income per month for only, 2, 4, 6, for 8 hours of work additionally per month. So I would definitely check out these 4 websites if you're interested in being a beta tester and making a good chunk of change with a couple extra hours of work per week. So coming in for the second side hustle that you can do in 2020 is online English teaching, or being an online tutor for people who want to learn English. So in previous videos, I've talked about VIP Kid, and I really do think that that is a great company to start. You do need a college degree and some experience to apply and work for them. And the people that are tutoring and teaching online through VIP Kid average a monthly salary of about $2,000 per month. I met a really cool girl in Lima. She's actually Canadian, but she was living in Lima for her archaeology studies, but she works for Palfish, and that is her side hustle. So with Palfish, you help tutor kids that live in China, and it's cool because it's like conversational English. You do have a curriculum, but it's not like super strict and that you have to really, worry about, focusing on the curriculum every single class. You do want to be prepared. You do want to, do well with the students. But the cool thing about her experience with Palfish is she could literally make money from her phone. Her and I took a trip down to, the southern part of Lima to go like in the sand dunes and stuff like that. And she would be like, okay, well, I have to work in the morning. No big deal. And I was like, well, do you have your computer with you? And she's like, no, I just use my phone. Wake up early. So she wakes up early, like at 4 o'clock in the morning, and works till like 9 a.m. So that's about 5 hours every morning that she gets in to teach online. And she's making, in the high 20s, like 28-ish dollars per hour. So that's a good $3,000 per month that she's able to rack in, and that's able to pay for her master's degree, her bills, everything, and she's able to save money with that side hustle income. So it's really impressive what she's able to do. So you do need a bachelor's degree, any type of bachelor's degree with Palfish, and you do need to take, I forget what the Tesla, or have a Tesla, I'm not sure what it is, but it's something that doesn't take months and months, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to get the certification, and she was able to get it within a week and very affordably. So Palfish is definitely a great application that I can say I've seen it work. I saw her tutor, and interact with the students and make money while tutoring from her phone. So you can literally do it from anywhere as long as you have service on your phone or an internet connection on your laptop. A great option for working online and teaching English. All right, so coming in for side hustle number 3 are focus groups. Now, what exactly is a focus group? It's where you're able to participate in a research study, and it is with a group, and it can be on any topic like advertising, dining, technology, the way people shop, just all kinds of stuff that companies and different people want to find out, so different trends. And so the idea is you would go and meet with a group either in person, or you could do it virtually on a webcam online. And there's different websites, I'll mention them here in a second, where you can find out what city the focus group is in and how much you would get paid. But I personally know other creators and actually entrepreneurs that have done this before, and they have said they've made up to $250 for just 2.5 hours of work. One of my friends told me that was specifically with a company called Vanguard, and then she had also made $1,000 for participating in a study that was 8 hours long. But let me tell you, that's a lot of money for 8 hours. I mean, $1,000 in 8 hours, that's way more money than I ever made when I was in my 9-to-5 as an engineer. That's a lot. And you can go to this website called focusgroup.com, and you can check out, it says join our panel and get paid to share your opinions. So you can participate and sign up through their websites. You can check out their hot topics, available studies by location. This is nationwide. Then you can go to another website called focusgroups.org. And this one's pretty cool, just checking out the stats on the front page. I mean, over 14,000 focus groups, over 13 million paid out, over just about 200,000 members. So you can check out all of the cities that they are available in. And then if you click on the types of focus groups, you can see the types of categories of focus groups. So beverages, power wheelchairs, card games, video games, social media, jewelries. It never ends. So the best part about it is over here, you can see the amount that you would get paid. So I would definitely check out these two websites. Another notable website is Focus Point Global, and that's point with an E after the T. I don't know much about that website, but I have heard from other people that they trust it, and it's a good website as well to find different focus groups. All right, so coming in at number 4, I must mention this even though it is more of a home-based business. And I say this because it's important for those people that are trying to turn their home side hustle or maybe their hobby into a business. I want to mention number 4, which is a YouTuber, because this industry has proven over and over in the past decade that it is a very lucrative opportunity, not only if you're trying to build an online business, but to build a brand. It's the only platform really that pays the creator to produce content on their platform. And so the reason why I say YouTuber is because if you have any type of expertise, even if you don't think you have an expertise, you probably do. I'm willing to bet there's something that you know and that you can share with people that other people don't know and they'd want to learn from you. So the idea is to create a YouTube channel giving value based on what it is you know. I mean, I'm alone producing a 6-figure income with just my AdSense revenue. So the AdSense that play on my YouTube videos from different advertisers from Google. But that's one way to make money with YouTube. There's so many other ways, like with affiliate marketing, with creating your own digital products, with brand deals, with sponsorship deals. I talk way more about this in this video right here on how to make $100 per day on YouTube with a small channel, and you guys can check that out after this video. I must say that it is very slow in the beginning. I mean, you won't be getting tons of views and subscribers and traffic, but if you work on this YouTube channel for a year consistently, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish and the money that you can make, the income that you can make from a small YouTube channel. And as it continues to grow, everything will start to multiply. Your passive income that you're creating from your channel, your Google AdSense, everything like that. And so if building a wildly profitable business on YouTube is something you're interested in, you could do it from home, of course. I do have a subscribers to sales blueprint that you can download right after this video. It's an easy 6-step guide on how I've been able to create a multiple 6-figure business working from home, being a YouTuber. All right, so coming in at side hustle number 5 that you can do in 2020 is to write website content. The idea of this job is basically you're writing for different influencers, you're writing for different companies, you're writing for businesses that need people to create content on their blogs or on their websites. This could even be copywriting. Copywriting is basically the writing or the language that goes on an advertisement or in an email that's emailed out to people's email subscribers that are subscribed to their email list. So there's a lot of demands for writing that companies need for people like you. You don't even have to be an expert writer, have a degree in English. If you're a competent writer, then you can easily qualify for this job and build up the skills that you need to be a website content creator. So there's a couple of websites that I wanted to take a look at where there's really no excuse. If you want to get into the field of, being a blogger, being a writer, making this your freelance side hustle, there's no excuse. And I'll show you right now with these websites, you can really do a bunch of cool things to get your feet wet. And if you're a beginner, these are some great resources to look at. So the first one is a list apart.com, and so they tell you exactly how to write for them, what they're looking for, a couple of different tips if you're just getting started, and so what they publish, how to submit, and stuff like that. And if you go to this website called iWriter.com, for example, if I need a writer or someone to create some type of content for me, I can go on this website and hire someone to write. But if you want to go on there as a writer, you can go to the writer application and fill out this easy application so that you can get your feet wet with writing some content on this website. And so as you can see, they're pricing for people that want to buy this different type of content, and then you can order the content. And of course, if you want to write the content, you would come back to this application page. And then here's a really cool resource I found. I love this resource. It's called Barefoot Writer, Freedom-Filled Living Through Well-Paid Writing. So this alone helps you start your freelance writing career. So there's really, like I said, no excuse if you want to make this a side hustle of writing, maybe even in the future, starting your own writing and blogging business. They tell you and they train you on how to do it. So they have direct response copywriting, writing for the web, B2B copywriting. So they help you understand and develop these skills. So resume writing, travel writing, cause marketing. So no matter what type of writing you want to do, there's really no shortage of projects available. Let us show you how to become a freelance writer. There's no lack of resources and no reason why you couldn't get started with your freelancing career today. All right, so coming in at side hustle number 6 is called medical coding. So this obviously is in the medical field and industry. So what this means is you don't have to be like a registered nurse in order to do this, but a medical coder basically codes any type of diagnostic or event that happens in hospitals. You do need to get a certification to do this job, which is available. You can easily find out how to take a course to get certified for this, but a medical coder most of the time is a field or a job where you can work from home. For example, this company called IMEDX, they have a lot of positions available where you can work from home. And so the idea is if there is a surgery in the hospital, if there is a diagnosis, whatever the case may be, you learn how to properly code these events. And so that way it can go into the database of these different hospitals. So definitely, if the medical field interests you, I would check out medical coding. Okay, so coming in at number 7 is to be a transcriptionist. And a really great website to get started is with rev.com. And so the cool part about about this is there is no age requirement. You could actually, if you want your teenager to get a side hustle and to start making an extra buck or two, you don't have to be over 18. You could be under 18. I'm not sure what the minimum age is, but the idea is there's 3 levels to being a transcriptionist. You're like a rookie, and then there's a middle level, and then there's a higher level where you need like, I think at least 800 audio minutes. And so when you first start out, you can choose to be a transcriptionist, you can choose to write captions, subtitles, or even be a translator, and you get paid more by the category you move up, you know, translating being the highest. And so you get paid 35 cents to 90 cents per audio minute. Let's say the person turns in 31 minutes of audio, you would get paid by transcribing that minute and how long it takes you to do it. So basically you get a rating in the beginning, and then as you get better and better, you type faster and faster and you get better ratings, and you eventually move your way up and make more money. So definitely check out rev.com if transcribing is something that you would be interested in. Coming in at side hustle number 8, this one is urban sitting or urban sitter. So what the heck does this mean? Well, the days of watching your kids for free could be over. So for those of you who have small children, or for those of you who have been into babysitting before and don't have children, it doesn't matter, this still applies. So with Urban Sitter, if you go to urbansitter.com, you have the opportunity to become a babysitter or a nanny and get paid for babysitting. So this could be, you know, as you're watching your own children, you could look after other children and get paid to do it. So why not do it? And the way it works is really cool because you keep 100% profit of what you actually make while you're babysitting. And so Urban Sitter doesn't take a cut. Obviously, you can set your hours of which you want to work. And it even says here, top sitters earn over $1,000 a week and set their own schedule. $1,000 a week, that is amazing. So if you are a stay-at-home mom, or you know, maybe you have a part-time job and watch your children on the side, this is a great opportunity to just watch another kid or 2 or 3 and make, you know, that extra income every single week. And so they do have a strict trust and safety factor. So, you know, all the babysitters, they have to make sure their environment is safe and everything is good to go at home. And so it seems like a really great community of families, and you get a rating and you get to talk about who you are as a babysitter and set your own rules. So it's really, really cool. So if urban sitting is an option for you and it's maybe something you already do, definitely get paid to start watching those kids. All right, so coming in at number 9 for side hustles in 2020 is called Homestay. So Homestay is similar to Airbnb. Airbnb is getting, you know, extremely saturated, especially for people who want to host their apartments, their rooms, their different share stays on Airbnb. And so Homestay is a little bit less known, and you as the renter of a room or a house or whatever you have can get paid a little bit more since the competition's not so high. I mean, Airbnb takes an outrageous amount from the payment. It's funny because there's some Airbnb owners that this year they were like, oh, well, I paid this. And they're like, oh, well, I only received this. And it was like, man, they're robbing these Airbnb homeowners. And so Homestay is a really great option both for you and for the traveler or the person that is visiting and needs a room or an apartment to stay. So I would check out Homestay if you do have a spare room or a place that you can rent out for a night or a couple nights to somebody else. All right, so the next side hustle coming in at number 10 is a Lime scooter charger or bird. The Lime scooters you see, or the scooters that you're seeing nowadays in the big metropolitan cities, basically you would be a charger, so you would collect those scooters, take them to go charge, and then release them. For Lime, I think it's $3 to $5 per charge that you do, so per scooter. And then with Bird, I think you could actually make up to $20. They say they pay from $3 to $20 per scooter. You're not going to get rich. It's not a side hustle that's going to pay as much as the others where you can make like $3 to $4 grand per month. But, you know, it is a great option if you are trying to make a couple extra dollars on the weekend or in your spare time. So definitely the charger positions are always in demand with both Lime and Bird, and I imagine the other companies as well. So definitely consider that side hustle. Coming in at number 11 is rent a friend. Yes, you heard that right. Renting a friend. So the idea is if you think you're somebody who is kind of social, or maybe you're in college and this is something you're supposed to be doing anyways, being social. So the idea is you would go to rentafriend.com, and let's say you're new to a city and you want to hire a friend to come with you to a sporting event, or, you know, they have here on the website skiing, parties, hiking, music, poetry, teaching, like anything you want, any type of activity where you want a friend. you can go to this website and connect with people. I mean, it sounds kind of weird, but I think this is actually kind of cool because, you know, when you're new to a city, it's really intimidating, and this is somewhere where it's a trusted website. Everything is always updated, the profiles and stuff, so you can go and be the friend for people to hire. And the other great thing about Rent a Friend is that it is worldwide, so it's not just in the US or Canada. This is something that you can sign up for and participate in and have a side hustle from anywhere in the world. Finally, we've arrived at number 12, 10, 2. 12. So number 12 for side hustles for 2020 is to create a paid advertising agency. Now that's a mouthful, and this is also something that's more entrepreneurial, and this would be building a business. And the idea is you would learn how to do paid advertising for different businesses. And the reason why I bring this up is because this is in huge demand. I mean, it's something that I need in my business, and that I'm actually probably going to hire someone to help me with this year, is learning, for example, how to do YouTube ads. So if you could learn how to run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, which is the same platform basically, learn how to do Google ads, Bing ads, banner ads, YouTube ads, the list goes on and on. If you learn how to do one of these skills, it will be in very high demand, because typically what happens with startup companies or startup influencer or whoever, they don't have an organic following. So they don't have, you know, subscribers on a YouTube channel, followers on Instagram and Facebook. They don't have any organic traffic, and they're trying to build that organic traffic. But in the meantime, a lot of companies have a budget where they will happily pay to get paid advertising to their offer and to their lead magnet or whatever else. And so that is why paid advertising and knowing how to do paid advertising for people is so important. So you can really start to get your first clients. You can start your paid advertising agency as a freelancer, again, on Fiverr, Upwork, freelancer.com, where there's already traffic, and you can start to get your first paid clients online, and eventually work your way offline and grow your business that way. But definitely, I'm telling you, if you could learn how to do a paid advertisement, any type, like I just mentioned, this is definitely a skill you're going to want to learn going into 2020 and beyond. All right, I hope you guys got major value from this video and are ready to start racking in that side hustle money in 2020. My name is Marissa. If you haven't already, join the family, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to stay tuned for videos just like this one. And if you like this video, I guarantee you'll probably like this video, which is about 10 high-paying jobs that you can learn and do from home. And that video starts right now. That's me working from the beautiful mountains of Peru. That is incredible. I'm able to generate checks like this just from Google ad revenue. This is crazy.